Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to some racing action. This will be round 5 at Jerez on the Xbox. How y'all doing? How are you doing, Nick?
Oh, it's cold. I'm miserable.
Cold?
Same old.
People up north are looking at us going, they're sitting there in like 40-something degree weather calling it cold. We need to go down there and kick their asses.
Hey, look.
They are going to have enough of
Texas
us.
for a reason.
They're going to have enough of us.
Lied to me.
They're going to have enough of us so fast.
Look, I'm okay with that, guys. If I could move any further south, I would. This is the southernmost state in the U.S. I'm sorry.
Yep. It is true. All right, I'm going to try to clear up some of the issues I'm having here with performance because it's skipping out a bunch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I will sit here with my hot tea and pretend like I'm warm. That's how we'll do this.
God, weak. Just weak. And today, at Jerez, folks, you're going to find the weather is a little bit soaked. A little bit messy out there.
Oh, God, this is reminiscent of Coda.
Oh, man. It's looking like the weather just followed from Coda. It just flew across the ocean and landed on Jerez. How did that happen? No idea.
Texas to Spain. Oh, I love how the game still does that glitch. So, the water effects on the lens are nice and everything. But the camera director mode could start properly without having to be prompted.
And the thing is, it's not particular console specific. We have both Hines and Tony are getting it on their cameras there.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, and the dot is back. That is
yes,
wonderful.
that's exactly what it is. It's due to the water effects.
Well, no, if you'll notice closely, when they first start off on the camera view and it takes off on the first bike, there's no modulation, there's no anything. It sits completely perpendicular to the track surface and goes around as if it was a go-kart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's also the dot. So we're up to 2 glitches in the first 45 seconds.
This is what happens when you design a video game without input from adults and no supervision whatsoever. So, besides that, I'm excited. It's going to be a good night of racing. Over the weekend, I did get to sit down and talk with several of the guys. I believe we had Voss, Oba, Bear. Who else did we have there? I thought we had 4 of the guys.
A lot of whiskey was consumed that night, sir.
You can't possibly remember why you have that much whiskey in your system. But it was good talking to everybody.
It was Fudge. Who was that? He raced the PS series. Oh, Nick J tossed that bike hard already.
No, it was Oba that was PlayStation series that was on there.
No, it was
Did we have? Oh yeah, we had Izzy.
Yes.
I forgot. Yeah, Reckless. Izzy. Yeah, it was good to meet Izzy too. Yep. Hopefully next season we'll have enough interest from PlayStation again. We'll bring them back because meeting Izzy was cool. He's a funny guy. I like him. So yeah, man, it was good meeting everybody and it was a lot of fun. And I have to admit, actually talking with people now, it makes me more excited to see the races. And
it makes it more personal.
And I am now documented on film saying that I am an unabashed Albert fan. I'm just saying.
Dude, we already knew that from stream.
We already did, but I confessed it. I said it to Mr. Bear himself. I love to watch that man race. And if anybody ever sees it, yeah, he was a really cool guy to talk to. Really good dude.
We're gonna have to do a feature. Look at that drift. Whoa.
Jesus.
We're gonna have to do a feature on the channel of Bear's controller board setup.
Dude, yeah, it's cool. We'll need to do that again sometime and just with Bear sit down and talk with him about that because actually I think everybody would be fascinated by how he has to work in order to race. It's
crazy.
Actually, you know what? If we do it, we need to actually get some footage of him doing the racing. Somehow we need to get it arranged where we can get like a couple of cameras on him so he can actually show us how the whole contraption works while he's using it. Because I'd love to actually see that in action. Is he Austin area?
Yeah, he is. He's right near me, from what I understand.
Then yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to bring equipment over and we need to get that set up. That'd be awesome. I would love to actually show that to folks because I want to see it.
That'd be really cool. So let's do that. We could do some rider spotlight for a couple different guys. It wouldn't even be hard to do.
Sure, absolutely. That does sound good. And like I said, we got such a good group. I mean, meeting them is a ton of fun, even if it was just virtually. So yeah, I'd love to do stuff like that. So far. We've got one of our.
Can we appreciate that it's Stormy Rider in the rain?
Stormy being one of our guys from. I believe they said he was from France.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yes,
I think I saw something about that in the chat.
Yes, I think that was mentioned. He's a French rider, which is cool. I don't think we'd had anybody from France yet.
Houston, by the way, so I might have.
Al's in Houston. All right. Well, if we have to travel to Houston, we could do that if it would work. Or just get him a set.
Is there Highway 45 in Houston as well?
Yes. That's exactly what it goes to from Dallas.
That was my confusion. Because I was going to say, I think I can throw a stone to 45 from my...
I would like to go ahead and plead ignorance on this. I was not like Nick. I had not heard anything about where Mr. Bear lives.
All I heard was 45, and I assumed. You know what they say about assuming.
Yes. And you are officially an ass, and so am I. So, it looks like, yes, right off the bat, Stormy is a French fella living in Ireland that is one of our wild cards, and immediately comes out and pulls a 156.9 in the rainy weather. What an appropriate name for doing it. Just behind him, Bichon. Well, I guess we do have another, or is he like French-Canadian? Is it the fake French? Is that what we call those?
The fake French.
The fake French.
French that are so French that the French don't even like them.
Yes, that's what I've always heard it explained. Bichon, though, consistently fast, too. We give you shit because we like you, sir. You are indeed good at this, and it's fun to watch you. Mr. Rocha, sitting back in third currently, 3.7 seconds back. Baird, with a D. He's just rolling with the D. Right behind Rocha.
The big D.
And Mertz, 6.3 seconds back. The rest of the crew yet to set times as we are sitting at 8.5 minutes remaining in qualifying. Jerez with
so I don't know if it was your internet connection that screwed up or mine, but I think I already have a substantial amount of lag to work with this evening.
I don't think it's mine. As a matter of fact, now that I killed a couple of extra scenes that we had from folks that aren't racing with us this season, it seems to have cleared up my hitching issues. So we'll have to figure out how that's going to work in the future. I'm gonna have to rework some of that.
Well, then I don't know how a hardwired internet connection drops for about 5 seconds, but
there are many ways it can. Having spent time,
I am well aware. I'm just trying to be an ass about it. Thanks, Spectrum.
Be an ass to Spectrum about it. There you go. We like to criticize people for their lack of adult supervision on the job. Meanwhile, wow.
It's not like it's cheap service either, right? If it was $30 a month, I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I know that feeling. And Dickinson putting himself at the top of the board with a 154.1. Very nice. And Voss right behind him, 1.5 seconds. Voss, we were watching him Saturday night. How long did it take that man to make dinner? We were distracting him the whole time.
In the time that he was just prepping. Like,
yep. No. What was he was making? It was like a
jambalaya.
Jambalaya. Yeah, it did actually look good. I may have to steal his recipe from him if it's any good.
I don't know. Do good Cajuns give out their recipes?
I hear they don't. I hear they guard it jealously and complain about you playing the foosball.
Bitches.
Oh, Lord Almighty. Now, the additional folks that we've added this evening, we've got Zombie Killer on there, is a friend of Mr. Rocha, who has decided to join us. Another Another Cali one. We keep bringing in these Cali guys. Ugh, and it's one of Roach's friends, so he just gets double points for just being an undesirable.
Rocha, why are you Californiaing my Texas?
Yeah, why are you doing this? But welcome, Zombie. Welcome to joining us. I believe they said his name is Gavin, so welcome, Gavin. Good to see you here, man. I hope you have fun racing with us. It is a lot of fun. The guys in this league are really good. So it'll give you a good challenge.
If only the commentators were better.
I know. Guys are absolute trash. And, of course, rounding out our lineup is Mr. J, who last week pulled him a win in Moto3. So I'm hoping to see a repeat performance out of him because he has been good this season.
I've been watching Jay's stream here, and he's having a lot of crashy crash, so I think that's why we don't have a time for him yet.
Yeah, give it time. He'll get it sorted. We'll
I'm sure he will. The rain might be screwing him up a bit. In fact, I just watched him go through that corner, and I'm pretty sure he almost crashed about 6 times. So,
riding in the rain is good for you. It builds character.
As long as you turn the electronics off.
Yes, exactly. Let's see here. I'm trying to pull up.
I'm getting word from Race Directions that Nick has no practice in the rain, so he's currently learning how this game works in the rain.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. I have full confidence in him. Oh, and Dickinson having an off, but still holding the top here as we're sitting 4.5 minutes remaining in qualifying. And it looks like most of you can see there, Bear putting up a 1.8 behind Dickinson. Still behind Voss, though. So
Stormy's coming up strong again here.
Yes, he is. He's definitely setting personal bests. And bam, puts himself in second. Wow, you gotta love seeing that.
It just
from one of our wild cards. Do what?
It just now updated for me.
Yeah. Putting himself 0.768 seconds off of Voss. Not bad at all. Not shabby from the new guy. I never complain when we have these guys show up out of nowhere and immediately start putting down some good times. It's fun to see.
All right, somebody's going to have to riddle me something. We're watching Mertz run around right here, and there is clearly a 46 on the front of that bike. Why does the game say 87?
Don't look at me. I didn't do it. It wasn't my fault. I think we had somebody drop connection there. Not seeing who that was.
I haven't heard from Race Direction about it yet.
It was Zombie. I'm looking at the list, and looks like Zombie dropped. Not sure why. Not sure what's going on
He
there.
left accidentally.
Oh! Come back! I didn't mean the insults about being Roach's friend and being from California. Come back!
I did.
Oh, you... All right, well, Nick did, but you can take that beef up with him personally.
Fight me, bro. Right now in my head, I got the penguin running gif.
The
So
socially awkward
Hines,
penguin.
The socially awkward penguin. Per
Yes.
Hines, the game allows you to select your own number, but it doesn't have to match the number on your bike because you can create your own number.
Okay. All right, that makes
Crappy
sense.
programming.
Nah, not necessarily.
But that's none of my business.
Exactly. Exactly. So 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in qualifying. And these boys definitely are looking like they're going to make it competitive. You can see, Smacks goes ahead and puts himself down a time 2.9 seconds off the lead. Good to see him in there as always. Jay has put himself at this point 3.2 seconds off the lead.
That's moving up pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad for a guy that's like, I don't know how to ride this in the rain. Come on,
He's
you are.
probably pissed right now. He was coming in here waiting for the win, and then storm cloud.
Hey, there's a chance he could if he goes from I don't know how to ride in the rain to sitting only 3.2 seconds off the lead. All it would take is a couple of mistakes by somebody that he doesn't make, and he'll be good to go.
Just remember, Jay, if you bowling ball through the whole pack, they're no faster than you.
And we give you bonus points. And a sound effect, too.
Yes. I'm just doing my sound effect. That's really where we're at here.
Oh, Lord Almighty. We'll see if he can do it, though. I am excited to see if he can do it here. I know in the rain isn't as awesome, but I think he'll do fine. So just under a minute remaining
in the final corner.
Yeah, no, he just swung it into pit lane. That was actually kind of a clever turn there. I liked it. We can see here Mertz, one of our wild cards, who has actually routinely been pretty quick as well. Running a little slow here in the rain. We'll see if he can do a little bit better during the actual race. But he has actually been pretty good to watch most of the time. Stormy still sitting in second. Voss not able to do better for first section, but second section, he is certainly making it look serious. Or not Voss, excuse me, Dickinson. Sorry. I wish I knew how to commentate. Maybe someday I'll take some correspondence courses in it.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. So at this point, time for qualifying has expired. Currently, we're just sitting on board with Dickinson, watching to see if he can make it any faster. And it looks like he runs off there and validates his lap, and that's going to be all for him. So that 154, 134 is going to stand. And we will see if anybody can do any better. Oh, I didn't realize Tony has set up where now he can actually show us the display on what the current rider he's looking at has on their tires and all. That's handy.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
Yeah, that's handy. I did not realize that was a new GP20 thing. Awesome. So now we have that ability to see. See, folks, we're just, I'm going to go ahead and use terrible corporate speak about this one. We're just building the plane as we fly it, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to hit you. I'm
going to deserve it for that.
Do you have any idea how much I resent that corporate speak?
Oh, man. Whoo. Nice blue flag.
He's blue flagging you, Chris.
Is that me?
Yeah. Nah, he's blue flagging you for that one.
That should be a black.
Dude, do you want to know what's the worst about that? Work for an insurance company. And
I'm sure.
Those phrases get passed around.
Nothing but tools. Nothing but tools.
Oh my God.
So there we go. That is going to be the end of qualifying at Jerez here on the Xbox for Moto 3. Looking like Dickinson going to be up front. Yep, Voss just behind him. Stormy, our new guy, turning in a very respectable third. In the rain here, Smacks, Bear, and Jay going to be on the second row. Rocha, Bichon, and Mertz sitting in the third row, and Baird sitting back in the fourth row by himself. But that being said, within 6.5 seconds, so everybody's trying to move around this track. It's not like we got people sitting, 10 or 20 seconds back. It's actually everybody knows what they're doing. So we'll see what they can do with it. So we will take a brief moment to wait for everybody to get their final settings dialed in. 2 minutes.
You remembered. I'm proud of you.
I remembered this. So, while we wait for that, something else you're going to be proud I remembered? I remembered to keep the crib sheet with our list of sponsors.
I'm very proud of you as well. But before we roll into that, can we take a moment to appreciate how loud the dog is being tonight?
Krieger, why you got to do that? Of course, I think part of what was cheating the other day was I think Zoom does a bunch of filtering sounds out, and we don't have that in here.
No, he was legitimately sleeping.
Oh, was he? Is that what it was?
And he just ran up the stairs, as I'm sure you heard.
Yep. So, our sponsors for prizes that we have for the racers this season, shout-outs go to Woods Cycle Country, Moto Orangutan, Of course, for our local folks and South Central Race Center, providing tires even for the guys that win, which is awesome. Coming from Hutch, one of our guys actually that has raced with us some. And at a more national level, we have Mass Motorsports, offering, I think, some gloves, and I don't remember if they had something else there. And they make suits. If you're looking for a good racing suit, by God, talk to them. As a matter of fact, talk to our own Nick J, and he will hook you up. And finally, Motul. Yes, the oil guys sent us swag, which is just, or I guess it's swag properly. But yeah, it's, oh my God. It's almost like you can take this league seriously all of a sudden. And I think the Motul thing was actually negotiated by Rocha. So some of our racers just helping us out, helping us find sponsors for things, which is cool. So, this tiny little league is actually getting attention from people, strangely enough.
So, speaking of sponsors, we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll out the first of something that I've been wanting to do for weeks.
Okay.
For Moto3 this evening,
all right,
we're going to give out a whole shot prize.
A whole shot prize?
A whole shot prize. The racer that gets the whole shot will get to choose from our small prize category of their choosing.
What kind of small prizes are these?
We've got some keychains. We've got some, little.
Oh, okay. Like doodads and shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
So how are we counting this to turn one? Yeah, to turn one, basically. Who's first into turn one, essentially?
Turn one, exactly. Let's see.
All right, let's see what we got coming into turn one here. And, oh, wow. Looks like Mertz with a great start.
Wow.
Oh, wow. And who was it we had go bowling there? I believe that was Smacks that we had. Nope, Smacks was turned.
If it's by yourself?
Yeah. And I guess that's just considered a wreck. It takes the fun out of it. Smacks went out in the second turn. I didn't see who it was in the first turn there. But Mertz with a great start. All right, a whole shot prize to him. He might be one of our overseas guys, though. We'll figure out something. We'll figure out what we're going to do there. But
yeah, I'm not. I don't know. He's Houston, so he's good.
Oh, he's here. Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, we will give Mertz a whole shot prize for this evening. If you want to note that down somewhere, Nick.
Yes, certainly will. We're also shouting it in the chat, so we'll be good there.
All right.
Now, what we'll do as for those racers that can hear us, we will most likely, I'll have to clear it with race direction, but send all of the prizes out at the end of the season, so we're not, making 76 trips to the post office.
Yeah. Instead, we'll just have to do one big trip, which will be so much better. Oh, God. And Mertz continuing to hang on to second. He's actually having a good start here. Baird, after being last during qualifying, is now sitting 2 seconds off of Mertz. So he's having a good race after having a bit of a rough time in qualifying. Bichon, though, is definitely molesting him. You can see the two of them are right on top of each other. Yeah, it's they are not letting off. There's definitely a fight going on there.
They're trading pretty hard.
Yes, they are. Meanwhile, closer to the back of the pack here, you can see Rocha kind of in the middle of things that we're focused on right now. And just behind, he and Nick J having a really good fight there. And Bichon fighting it out with Baird. It looks like the rain isn't stopping these guys from fighting each other. And you can see Stormy in there as well, giving Rocha absolute hell. Look at this guy. We pick up... wow. Yeah, bit of bumping there. Little bit rough.
Hey, Rubbin's racing.
Rubbin is racing. That what I'm actually going to say. We don't need to make any calls over that one. That was actually solid racing there.
Yeah, I encourage that kind of behavior, actually.
Yep, being there tight with each other. Let's see you fight for those places. So definitely fun to watch. Yep, Stormy having a good performance for a guy that we haven't had on before at all. You can see here from his view, as he's chasing up on Baird, he's been working his way through the pack. I guess he probably was was who we lost in turn one. But he is fighting his way through. This is a really good performance from him. I like it. Like seeing that kind of fight in somebody. And it looks like we got 2 French riders all over. We got Michon right on top of him. Oh, and Jay, unfortunately, having an off. Damn, that sucked to see. He was doing well and hanging with the pack. We'll see if he can catch back up. He's not too far back. He's just a couple seconds off of that main pack we had, and we are still only on the second lap, so he has got a chance to get back in there. Hopefully he will. Stormy, meanwhile, has worked his way up to third. Smack's going down. And Rocha, I think Rocha went down as well. And Dickinson, despite starting first place during qualifying, is now back in 9th. My God, that is a surprise.
It's rough. Looking at the way this pack is flipping back and forth, it's a lot rougher than one of our dry races as well. I mean, it is pouring out there.
Yep.
Ooh, who's going wide there?
So you can see here, Stormy now all over Mertz. And he has eaten up the rest of the pack, and there it is. Very good drive out. What a nice line down the straight. Holy crap. This guy, we picked ourselves up a very, very fast wild card tonight.
You know the problem I have, though, with him? It's nothing with him.
Yeah.
Isn't there a porn star named Stormy or something like that?
Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels.
There we go.
That's what it is. I had to think about that for a minute. Yeah. It's true.
It's been bothering me from the beginning. I'm like, why does that sound so familiar?
But these French, we let the French get away with it. So we're coming around. We have started lap 3. Voss has just flown out in front, putting almost 12 seconds between him and the pack. But now that Stormy has worked his way through the pack, I'm wondering if he can eat up that lead that Voss has. I mean, he was just so quick moving through the pack. Meanwhile, do it?
That's a big lead, 11.5 seconds.
It really is, especially in the rain. He is positive, and he's continuing to build it up. Voss having a phenomenal race so far. Meanwhile, guess who else has come clawing through the pack? Mr. Bear. Al Bear finding himself in 3rd. And look at this. As always, to make my life hell, Bear and Baird next to each other, making it hard for me to announce anything.
I swear they plan this shit.
They do it. They do it on purpose. I hate you guys. I'm just going to let y'all know. So Bear working his way through. Not a bad job getting up there. He was kind of middle of the pack on qualifying, but now he's got himself a podium position, and he's starting to stretch it out on Baird. Pushing 1.5 to almost 2 seconds so far. But finding himself 3 seconds behind Stormy, that is going to be a hard gap to close. Stormy is... Oh, wow! Mertz clipping the tail of, I believe that was Jay. Oh, no!
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, we had somebody else go flying off there. I think it was Smacks.
Where's my bowling ball sound effect?
Oh, man. It's not turn 1. It's not the start of the race. You don't get to do it, sir.
I think we have a loving, joking threat of a black flag for Voss.
Somebody throw him a blue flag. Let's be fair about this.
These two love and hate each other so much, it's hilarious.
I give Voss full marks. That boy is fast. Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Are you really?
Wait, no, that wasn't. Yes, it is. That's
really,
funny.
really, Hines.
You know he's giggling into the mic for these guys right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Lord Almighty. So Jay has Jay, after having a rough time earlier in the race, and talking about how, I've never played this game in the rain, is now crawling up on Baird and looking to try and threaten to podium. Oh, pushed to the outside, though. Baird goes down. I'm going to go ahead and say we don't necessarily need to penalize since Mr. J managed to keep his up and, well, Baird paid for his mistake there.
Oh, yeah, no, that was instant karma.
Yep.
All aboard the karma train.
That was, I'm going to use you as a berm. No, you're not.
That would have worked in motocross.
Yeah, but it doesn't work here in the rain, especially with Italians doing odd things with the programming of the physics.
It's Italian physics. It's based around pasta. You just wouldn't understand.
Yeah. It breaks a lot. It looks pretty, but it breaks a lot.
That's more of a French programming.
No, it's totally the Italian engineering thing. Just ask Ducati. Yeah, just ask Ducati.
It's, I guess, both those countries. It's beautiful, gorgeous, looks great on paper. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Don't expect it to do its thing when you want it to.
You want it to work? Consult the Germans.
So Jay now trying to threaten Bear, but meanwhile, Dickinson has worked his way through the pack. He's actually sneaking up on Jay.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's getting interesting there. Let's go ahead and pop over.
How about that gap that Voss has increased?
Yeah, Voss is Marquezing this race. Careful about your arm there, sir. Whatever you do,
are you okay?
whatever you do right now, Voss, don't go open a window. So, right now we are on board with Dickinson trying to chase down Jay. It's definitely going to be one of the more important fights here. Basically, whoever wins this one gets to challenge for the podium. Jay looking solid. Dickinson pushing up under him, though. Jay forced off the line for a moment. Oh, my. Coming into 5. And Jay not letting off, though, as they come down the straight. You can see him slip right past. Ooh, puts the brakes on. Definitely brake checks Dickinson. Dickinson forced off the line really fast. Decides to come back and try to force Jay off the line. Gets pushed into the grass. Holy shit. These two are at it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
This is how you race.
Whoa.
Giving each other a little touch there. Through 8. Coming into 9. Jay all over Dickinson. I'll tell you what, these two want this race.
Jay lost some drive there.
Yep. I think he probably just had a moment of slipping a bit too far off the line. Had to come off the gas too long in 10. And so for 11 and 12, he's found himself further back. And I think Dickinson's probably going to go ahead, unless he makes a major mistake, he'll probably crawl ahead and try to chase down Bear. Yeah, and Jay very wide through 13, coming up the final straight to the finish line. And we are on the penultimate lap for our first race of the evening. Yep, I know. I know we already were. Jay going to have to fight really hard to catch back up to what Dickinson's doing here, unless we see another mistake out of him.
Probably be better off holding on to a 5th place at this point.
Yeah, for points-wise he might, but we'll see if he can do it. That was a good, serious fight he had there. For a guy that's like, I've never done this game in the rain, that's a hell of a fight in the rain. That was good. So Bear continues to sit just like Stormy has not managed to stretch it out on him more than about, I guess, a second more than when we were looking at this fight to begin with. And Bear is managing to stay ahead of Dickinson, but not by much. He is closing the gap. So we'll see if he can hold on to that lead. You can see there Dickinson managing tires correctly. Everything looking good for him. Not a surprise. This guy clearly always has his shit together. You can see there, coming up on Bear pretty quick. Sitting only about 2 to 2.5 seconds back. Tell you what, these boys did not slow down just because they were in rain.
No, they sure didn't. They're getting it.
So we are on the final lap. Voss with a commanding 16.5 second lead and has a crash. What? What happened, sir?
When you're that far ahead, you can afford it.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Voss's status right now. If you want to see how well this guy has managed this race, this will disgust you. Take a look at the fact that he's not even halfway through his tires, barely pulling any heat on him, and has over a lap's worth of gas. And he's on the final lap. This guy actually
sensed that we were going to screw with him and practiced in the rain.
Yeah, he must have, because he's managed this really well. And is just flown ahead of the pack today.
He manages this race better than my finances.
Yeah, he really does. It looks like he's sitting with about a third, a second of penalties, probably from just, runoffs here and there. But other than that, he's had himself a clean, fast race. Well, I guess that gave him a little. He decided to comply a little bit with the warning, and is now only 10 seconds ahead of the pack. Thanks, Voss. We appreciate it.
Nothing to do with the crash, clearly.
Meanwhile, Dickinson has managed at this point to chase down Bear. So it's looking like we're going to have a final lap fight between these two.
Keep it up, guys. Keep it up. By that, I mean the fight and the bike.
Oh, my. Dickinson with a great pass. A very clean pass coming into the final stretch here.
Bear might have some better drive. Doesn't look like it, though.
Nope. Bear unable to get it. Man. Dickinson made that pass last second. Oh, too bad for Bear. It really was. I mean, it was just quick. He managed to just, I think that was pretty much on the brakes there. Better, then a better drive out, and just, he was the better one on that lap, and yep, pushed Bear out. So unfortunately, Bear unable to take a podium, and finds himself same as Jay, pushed off by Dickinson just being fast. But look at it, look at the lap times for those two. And they were both close to Stormy. Yeah, there was. Dickinson putting. Do what?
Now I can see lap times.
Okay, yeah. Dickinson putting down the fastest lap of the race with a 1:53, and Voss putting down a 1:54 is his best, but just more consistent. Didn't have any of the wrecks. So it put him way up there. Dickinson just a victim of his own mistakes. So that'll give your podium to those three. I'm sorry, I had to switch over here. Jay and Bear barely get pushed off of the podium by Dickinson's last-minute charge on the last couple of laps there. Smacks managed to work his way up to 6th, Roach up to 7th, Baird in 8th, Mertz sitting in 9th, but he does get our whole shot prize, and Bichon rounding out the pack. And that is impressive from Stormy. Show up as a as a wild card, yeah, and just blow us away in the rain.
I like seeing that. I like seeing that a lot.
No, it's good to see. It shows the quality of people these guys are dragging in. They're getting some guys that know what they're doing. So we're going to go ahead and take a brief break, and when we return, we will be back with qualifying for Moto2 at Jerez on the Xbox. Thanks for watching, and stick around, folks. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about to start qualifying on a wet Jerez track on the Xbox. The rain has stopped at this point, and we are looking forward to seeing what these boys can do in Moto 2.
Looks like the track's starting to dry up a little bit.
Yep.
Going for some level of realism here.
Yeah, if you set random on these games, it throws out random settings that make no sense between races. So we kind of have to simulate it ourselves here.
Pouring, hot and sunny, pouring.
Yeah. Totally makes sense. Totally fits.
See, it's doing that camera glitch. It's kind of funny.
Yep. So, as we can see here, folks, we've got Mertz. Stormy is back again. Looking forward to seeing how he performs. Baird. Bichon. Good to see them back. Bear, of course. And as always, Dickinson is back as well. Voss. Zombie has managed to figure out how to rejoin the game after accidentally figuring out how to leave in the middle of qualifying during our Moto 3 round. Welcome back, sir. I hope you can avoid accidentally hitting the ejecto-cedo this time. What? We're in Jerez. Isn't that how you say it? And, of course, Rocha and Smacks. Back as always. Good to see you guys. And Jerez, it's kind of funny, like with how this season has gone in real life. I'm like, Jerez, the only circuit that GP runs. What, did they run it like 3 times this year? Something like that?
Oh, I don't remember. I just remember the wonderful, horrific arm-breaking incident.
What turn was it that we need to be warning everybody about? Watch your arm?
I genuinely don't know, actually. It was a left-hander, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I want to say it was like it wasn't the final turn. It wasn't 13. Of course, that would be appropriate. You got unlucky number 13 there.
Yeah, right.
that would be magical if that was where it had happened. No, I want to say it was 4. I want to say it was 4.
Hein just got to be coming out of 3, going into 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought. That looks right. So, here we go. Dickinson already working on putting a time up on the board. We'll see what he can do there. Stormy not far behind him. But we'll see once the times pop up if it's really that Stormy is just being fast again. He was great last race, I gotta admit. Though I did enjoy that fight between Jay and Dickinson. That was a solid fight to watch there. Them boys was at it in Moto 3. I know Jay, I think he's decided the single class this entire season, right? He just does 3?
I think we've seen him in 2 a couple of times.
Yeah, but I think he's mostly just doing 3. Like, he's offline right now, so he did his Moto 3 race. But I think it's actually been working for him. Like, it's clear that his skills have improved a lot this season, so I'm really enjoying watching him now. The fact that he can have a fight like that in the rain when he's like, oh, I haven't practiced this game in the rain at all. It's like, yeah, dude, don't worry about it. You're looking good. You're looking great at this point. So, Dickinson putting down 1 minute 45 seconds 2, and Stormy coming out ahead of him immediately at a 144.5. And Smack sitting 2.4 seconds back off of that. So, very solid time out of him. We'll see what we get next. It looks like Mertz will probably put down our next time on the board. I was actually glad to see him get that whole shot prize. Glad to send that over to him.
That was really cool, actually.
Yeah, he had a solid start to that race. Kind of hoped he'd hold on to it, but it was a rough race, man. Nobody had an easy time on that one. Mertz putting down 6 seconds back, so he's probably just getting into the rhythm here. We'll see if he can do it. And Voss just about to put his time, showing group best for all 3 sections. So we'll see how it looks in the end. Oh, I guess he was... something invalidated his lap. I wasn't paying attention.
I missed what it would have been as well.
Yeah.
I'm poorly multitasking.
Meanwhile, Bear here on a rampage. 2 group best sectors already. I wonder if he's been... Oh, no! Bear throws it. Unfortunately, that's going to set him back. And he's going to have to set himself a time. Yep. He was doing great to that point. He had 2 solid sections. So if he can get it dialed in, I think we'll see Bear sitting close to the top of the podium this race. I think he's probably going to have a good one. It's just going to be a matter of getting himself dialed in. And meanwhile, Dickinson deciding to reply to Stormy. See, I think some of our faster guys love when they get these really fast wild cards in, because it forces them to be on top of their game. So Dickinson 0.703 seconds back on his first lap. And for this one... Oh, there's Mertz putting himself now 4 seconds back. So Mertz managed to move down, I think that was 2 seconds from where he was. So he is improving as well. Oh, and I think Dickinson wrecked or invalidated his lap, unfortunately. Zombie having an off, and Voss right out of the gate on his first complete lap, putting down a 144.194, putting himself at the top of the board with just under 8 minutes remaining in qualifying. These guys are definitely not messing around. Meanwhile, Bear on another great lap. Go ahead and jump on board with him and see from his perspective. We join him coming into 9. Looking very smooth, very controlled. He had a solid race during Moto3 and just got eaten up at the last second by Dickinson, so hopefully he can get himself some redemption in this race. Had a very solid race in general, though. He and Nick J were turning very similar times. Three group bests, and wow, Bear puts himself at the top of the board by 0.332 seconds over Voss. Very solid time, and I know these two were talking that they practice together often, and it shows. And I'm going to once again confess to being a massive fan of Bear. Glad to see my boy up there, but oh, Dickinson immediately replying. Oh my God, if I can actually make my tongue work when I want to form words. Dickinson putting Bear back to second by putting down a 143.394. But you can see there, our top three all within a second of each other. So looking like Moto2 is going to be a hell of a fight this time. And then Stormy, our new guy, already showing another, oh hey, here's 3 sections of me pulling group best. We might see him push up to the top of the board again. And Smacks is only 1.5 seconds back off the... Like, we've got 5 guys with under 2 seconds between them.
Okay, I am back. I really wish I would have left my mic hot, because you guys would have heard the dog trip me and me fall down the stairs.
And nothing would have made me happier except to have video.
You know, wish there would have been video for that too. Unfortunately, there was not. There was neither. There was me just sitting there, kind of pissed, kind of laughing, and kind of wishing that I had left the mic hot.
Krieger, you are absolutely worthless and we love you.
Oh my God, I can't even be mad at him. He's got energy and he wants to play, and I'm screaming instead.
He's such a dope.
Dope enough to trip you.
I love him. So Stormy puts himself at the top of the board with a 142.928. Very nicely done. Putting it ahead of both Voss and Dickinson, who both find themselves almost half a second back. Bear now almost a second back. We'll see if he can make up that time. Because apparently these guys, if we give them anything remotely close to a dry track tonight, are going to just beat the living hell out of each other. Which is what we're here to see anyway.
Well, the forecast looks like it might be drying up. So
Yeah, I suspect by GP this might be a really fast track. So 2 sections of group bests for Dickinson. Oh, and Bear goes off there, unfortunately. Having a problem trying to move his time down to get him on the front row. He's obviously had a good qualifying, but it's just a matter of seeing if he can make it better. I'm sure he's popped into the pits to make a few adjustments. He is working on getting it dialed in, but clearly he is hauling ass, so we'll see if he can catch up to the front there. That's a funny thing, too. Even if I sit there and say, oh, I'm a fan of... I'm frankly a fan of anybody that can give us a good fight in this league. Let's be honest.
They're all fantastic.
I know. I'd love it. I just love that these guys just keep getting faster every time we watch them. I just love that. Oh, wow. Voss absolutely tossing it out of 13. Not going to make it... He was doing well, but he's going to have to work again to get himself another lap and puts him at the top of the board. Meanwhile, Dickinson up there with a 142.254. Tell you what, those three just keep throwing down the gauntlet. I am impressed by our new wild card tonight. He is solid. He is very solid. And we didn't get enough of Zombie to find out where he's at in things during the last one. He has thus far avoided the ejection seat, so...
He pulled the race direction and ended the race early.
Oh, is that how it works? Oh, lordy. Oh, and Bear having another off. I guess he's just having trouble getting another lap hooked up. Meanwhile... looks like the rest of the pack is so far not going to be able to chase down that time that Dickinson is set. And on top of that, Dickinson again showing a section best in the first section. But then rolls off. I guess that's going to end that one. Minute and a half remaining in qualifying, so we'll see who wants to give it another shot. If you're going to restart your lap, the time to do it was, well, a little while ago. Mertz, meanwhile, just about to finish another lap, showing personal best for every section so far. Same for Voss. Oh, Stormy having an off. 1 minute remaining, though.
Keep giggling at the name.
And... oh, looks like Dickinson is pitted in. And currently the main one out on the mat. And there it is. Voss puts himself down 0.173 seconds off of Dickinson. Those two, I swear. Adding Dickinson to the league was the best thing to happen to Voss. That man, when he's on, just tortures him.
I bet it makes Voss so mad.
I don't think it does.
This dude from across the pond is just...
I don't think it does. I think Voss genuinely enjoys it. He seems like the kind of dude that actually enjoys having other dudes pushing him.
Well, if he's the kind of dude that makes jambalaya for 3 hours, I guess he's got patience.
Yes, he's got standards. Gordy Bosey making a comment on stream. This is awesome. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. And to the racers themselves, they're what makes it awesome. The rest of us just pretend we know what the hell we're doing.
I was going to say we ruin it, but...
Yeah, that could be it too. we could be making it absolutely worse.
I love. I'm watching on Bear's stream right now. He's doing some setup stuff. It looks like, and the graphics of them. Describing the way the bike feels with the arms and everything. I'm like, wow, that's just what every pit and paddock I've ever been in looks like. It's hilarious.
That's always the thing I love when we go out to Dakotas for track days, is actually being able to sit in the pits the pros are in. That part is actually kind of cool. Like,
it's pretty neat.
Yeah, there were dudes that I watch on TV all the time that I'm now sitting where they're sitting. That's actually kind of neat, and I get to do it a lot.
You know what my favorite part is? Is it really, you get to see the hierarchy, if you will, in these things? Because if you notice at COTA, garages 1 through 6 are air-conditioned. After that, they're not.
Yeah. Welcome to your life.
Hamilton,
welcome to welcome to the life as the bitch. We're never in those garages.
Well, they don't even turn them on for us. We don't matter.
Yep. Welcome to being on a motorcycle.
2 weekends ago, you didn't even want air conditioning.
No. I'll bet you did not. So there you go, folks. Qualifying is at this point finished. For Jerez in Moto2 on the Xbox, we're going to have Dickinson, Voss, and Stormy on your front row. Bear, Smacks, and Zombie on your second row. Mertz, Baird, and Bichon on the third row. And Rocha bringing up the back of the pack this time. Come on, Rocha. Give us some more speed, bro. Get in there. So we will take a 2-minute break while we wait for racers to do their final setup. Tires, suspension, gearing, everything else they want to do there. And we can take a brief moment to mention our sponsors again. And we do genuinely love these guys.
Talk about how you said tires.
Tires!
Pirate tires.
I'm a pirate. Or is it just living in the South? I don't know which it is. But we want to thank Motul and Mass Motorsports, Woods Cycle Country, Moto Orangutan, and South Central Race Center for donating prizes for our racers, including this evening, Mr. Mertz from out there in Houston took himself a whole shot prize from the Moto3 race. So, and I guess he'll get to select that from the little tiny list we have there, something like that.
Yes, we're going to have to get this list together. We're slacking a little bit on this, unfortunately. There's a lot for us to catalog and index as a second job here, so we'll get through it eventually.
Yeah, but it's cool that we have that much. I mean, the fact that our sponsors have been that generous, we appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I don't think anybody has sent me. I need the sponsored logos to be able to put onto our standby screen at some point. Oh well, we'll get that soon. We promise. But until then, you'll have to deal with shout-outs from my lame ass that screws it up half the time.
Well, makes sense.
And Nick's lame ass that screws it up the other half of the time, which means your shit's always screwed up. But you know what? That's what you signed up for.
What we love about Southern E-Racing League.
Yes, that is what you signed up for. Sucker. Thanks everybody out there for watching. Actually, apparently we've got a few folks watching tonight. We've had it's surprising for our little league, but we've had over 30 folks at some points here. So I'm actually surprised by that. Our numbers have been steadily going up, and we appreciate every one of you for watching us. We appreciate our racers because these guys get out there and kick ass, and all we do is sit there and be the beer drinking armchair quarterbacks and pretend that we know something about motorcycles.
So, not a whole shot prize this time, but we have another little prize for this race.
Okay, what do we have here?
We're going to call it fastest domestic lap time because we were concerned about one of our international guys winning the prize. The fastest lap time of this race, if you're in the U.S., gets another small prize.
Okay, all right. So not necessarily winner, just fastest lap time. Oh, that was Zombie having a rough off. Turn 1. Oh, sorry, bro. Your first real race with us, and off you go. It happens. Oh, and Bichon having an unfortunate off. Man, little bit of carnage here. Not quite as much as we had at the beginning of the last race. Oh, and Bichon off again. That is unfortunate. That is going to put him at the back of the pack. Meanwhile, up at the front of the pack, Mr. Bear tearing it up. But Dickinson half a second off of him and closing, and Stormy half a second behind him. Holy crap, these guys are going to give each other a fight this evening. He's sitting here now on board with Dickinson, trying to chase down Bear, but wow, Bear looking solid out of 8. He's actually getting some really solid drive outs here. It's looking like Dickinson is only able to chase up on him on the brakes. Yeah, Bear just having solid offs, or solid pullouts. Is that what we're going to call it, his pullout game?
Oh, boy. Moving on.
Rocha, meanwhile, having an off, unfortunately. I think that's the reason off came into my vocabulary there, and I couldn't speak anymore. Rocha again. Yes, Rocha again. Meanwhile, Stormy chasing Dickinson down the front straight. This is a rare thing to see somebody threatening Dickinson. This is good to see. Good work, Stormy. We appreciate seeing that kind of... We like that sort of aggressive go-getter in this league. Don't wait until you got seniority. Make these guys pay for their mistakes. But Bear actually is managing to stretch things out ever so slightly on Dickinson, which is a hard task to do, but I think he's going to do it. If he can keep up that kind of pace, the race will be his to lose, man.
I would say he's ready to fight. The gloves are off, but in this case, the glove is off.
It's only one, yes. The gloves and shoes. And, yep, Bear sitting, he's not really getting way out ahead, but he's managing to hold about a second and a half ahead for most of the race. Voss sitting 2.5 seconds back off of Stormy, so that leaves him out of the fight for now, but I am sure he will make up that distance. Smacks sitting about 3 seconds back off of Voss. Mertz 4 seconds back off of that. Zombie fighting with Mertz. And then Baird, Rocha, and Bichon rounding out the pack. Ooh, but it looks like this fight is by no means over, but I think Bear has set himself up for good straight line speed on this track, and that's what he's doing. So it looks like we've got the battle of Dickinson looking for braking and Bear looking for drive out and straights.
Little interesting lines there.
Yeah, a little bit shaky. That is some aggressive chasing there. We'll see if Dickinson can do it. He's definitely going to be looking to catch him on the brakes. Look at this into 5. Wow, that's close, but he can't make it happen. Meanwhile, Stormy has fallen back off of him. Now sitting almost a second back. We'll see if Bear can be aggressive enough coming into 6. Ooh, Bear manages to hold on to it.
Bear's not playing around tonight.
No, he's not. It looks like he realized, oh, wait a minute. Now Dickinson's close. I guess I'll go ahead and eat my Wheaties and take off. Yeah, you got to wonder if Bear's just playing a conservative strategy to hang on to tires and fuel, which may be the case with what we're seeing here. Yeah, he is not going to make that easy. Good God almighty, what a fight. Ooh. Looking at it from the front of Bear here, looking back on the pack. You can see, man, Bear has it all to do, because if he makes a mistake, you got 3 guys hungry for the front of this pack. He is just not allowed mistakes at all, and he is doing a phenomenal job of, oh no, a little off into the dirt there. And that's going to cost him a place. There was no blue flag. Why would you let him by? Dickinson, meanwhile, now out at the front of the pack. You can see here from Stormy's view, trying to chase both of them down. Voss about a second and a half back behind him. The front of the pack for this race. Oh my! Stormy running wide.
Still gaining a little bit, though.
That he is. I think it's just because he had so much speed into that turn that he didn't lose as much as he should have for that kind of wide. Ooh, cutting it a little too far inside. Oh! Right up on... Was that Bear that he was on top of? Yep. Stormy slips through... Or no, excuse me, that was Voss he was on top of. So these guys up at the front of the pack just not making it easy on each other. Dickinson, Stormy, Voss, and Bear chasing each other down. And having some good fights here. And just keeping the pressure on each other continuously. This front, I mean, if you're sitting at the top of this race right now, you don't have a chance to make mistakes. They will be penalized immediately and painfully.
By being run over.
Yes. It's what a terrible life. You spend a bunch of your time getting molested and then run over. It's horrible. The life of a racer. Bear, meanwhile, falling back to 2 seconds behind Voss. So it's looking like our top three might stretch it out on the rest of the pack. We'll see what they can do with it. And now you're looking at the battle between Mertz and Zombie, which has been going on for a while. These two have definitely been at it most of this race. Zombie not sitting up at the front of the pack, but showing that despite being one of our new guys, he is not afraid to be under pressure in a race here. Still managing to hold on to it. Whoa. Yep, Zombie is definitely not going to let Mertz through. He's decided, you already got the whole shot prize, bro. You're getting nothing else tonight.
I guess, man. They're fighting hard.
They definitely are. But I got news for you. If you're not enjoying this, then I don't know what you're doing in this league. Oh, you can see that tail moving around. Having a solid fight there. Meanwhile, up front, Stormy is now threatening to actually get past Hades here up front.
Ooh, a little bit of contact between Mertz and Zombie Killer.
Yeah.
Just a touch from the back of the pack
there you go. They're doing the right thing. That's some racing. They're having a little bit of rubbing here and there.
That was a little brake zone. Hey, you got on the brakes too early.
Yep. We'll go ahead and pop back to that since up at the front. For now, Dickinson is managing to hold Stormy off. These two boys are back here going ahead and getting at it, having themselves a bit of a brawl. Look at this on the brakes. Very nice pass by Mertz, but winds up outside and just lays it down. Mertz! Oh, man, we were thinking we were about to see some brilliance out of there, sir. Oh, man. That's disappointing. A for effort, F for results, sir. Good try, though. Good try. That was
his ambition outweighed his talent.
It certainly did. It certainly did, but good try, sir. We appreciate a good fight like that. So meanwhile, up at the front of the pack, things are not over. They are just not done. Stormy continuing to molest Dickinson, and Voss sitting not much further back going, if y'all touch each other and y'all screw up, I am going to capitalize on it. So nobody up at the front of this pack is secure at all.
You know what I think's funny is how far the podium's running away with this.
Yeah, we have this gap. Well, the podium is kind of running away, except Bear, while being 2.5 seconds back off of Voss, still has not lost sight of the front of the pack. But yeah, they are 10 seconds ahead of Smacks.
Bear went really wide there. He's about to lose some time.
Oh, that's disappointing. And Dickinson now on the penultimate lap, really putting it down. He is definitely starting to get away. I think he's decided it's time, and you can see from the burn on his rear now, he's going ahead and using the fact that he's got some extra capacity left in that tire and saying, screw it, I'm going to go ahead and try and leave the pack. And actually doing a decent job with it. He's got plenty of fuel left, plenty of tire left, so he's actually rigged things up in a way where he can push. But that being said, last race he was not near as much eaten into his tires. So clearly these guys putting pressure on him has made a difference in his plans. Which is the kind of thing I like to see. I like to see these boys putting pressure on each other. And Stormy, you are doing a phenomenal job putting pressure as a wild card on here. Hi, Krieger.
Yeah, clickety clackety.
Clickety clackety. Hey there, Kriegs.
You know, he naps all day except for when we stream.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to do something. He's a dog. Wow! Yeah, Dickinson now stretching it out to a considerable 1.5 second lead over Stormy. Clearly, he's decided, I'm going to go ahead and just shred what remains of this rear tire. I am gone. But Voss still not counted out. Maybe he can chase Stormy down. I have no idea if he can make that happen, because Stormy has proven to be fast enough. It's going to be rough. It's going to be hard to make that happen. Ooh, but it does appear Stormy is starting to step his pace up in order to maintain a lead over Voss. We're looking here from Voss's view. He's clearly had things managed pretty well as they come through 11 and then into 12.
I'm glad you can count.
Yep. Final turn, 13, and Stormy holds on to his line through there. Voss tried to be a little aggressive in there, but Stormy just had a phenomenal line. And that's going to put Voss in third. And the rest of our pack, Bear finds himself back in fourth, unable to take the podium in this race either. It
Zombie
looked like
mowing the sand.
Is he mowing sand?
Mowing the sand.
Just make sure no grass pops out there, bro. Take care of it for us.
It's like Weed Killer.
Yeah. I thought Weed Killer was just a dude that smoked it a lot, but you know, what do I know?
That's spelled differently.
So, our best lap of this race is going to be our winner. Dickinson decided at the last second, his best lap is there, but it was domestic best lap, so looks like
44.3 from Golden Smacks.
Voss is showing a 142.686.
Yeah, that's going to win.
Yeah, that is quick.
Congratulations, Mr. Voss.
Yep, that will get it for him. Dickinson would have had it, but it is a domestic thing. Sorry, bro. And for those listening, part of what we have is we do have a lot of international guys who realize that they are unfortunately unable to get the prizes because we can't afford to do the shipping. So that's part of the reason it's a domestic prize. That's our concern with those things. Maybe eventually, if we become a huge league, tell all your friends, make it to the point where we've got the money coming in, and we will start shipping prizes to international guys. I would love to do that. But for now,
I would love to do that as well. But
Yes.
at this point, what we're looking at is Race Direction spends money to put this league on. So
Yeah.
I'm not paying customs fees.
yeah. I won't. I'll try not to mention the $1,200 I've spent on audio gear since we started this.
Yeah. I'm not quite that deep, but not cheap myself either. So
Yep. So that's the reason we aren't doing things like shipping it there. So we're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, it will be qualifying for our final race of the night, which is going to be MotoGP at Jerez on the Xbox. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Racers for Racing. We'll be back shortly. Stick around for more. Welcome back, folks. We saw the question there from Cody Schubach of how long until the racing? Lol. Right about now is when we're going to start qualifying. And qualifying is 15 minutes, so your actual race is going to start at about 9:15 Central. And welcome back for those that are watching. We've actually had a pretty good viewership this evening.
That's great to see. Good racing, good viewership. Look at that. The track finally dried out.
Hi, Cody. Sweet is correct. These guys have actually been given some good races this evening. And if you're interested in going back and watching anything you missed, we have links for viewing it on Facebook, on Twitch, and on YouTube. So you can go back, you can catch it on any of those options that you prefer.
Live is best, though.
Live is always best, because then you get to
full pause live.
Exactly, you get to hear how much Nick and I suck at this commentating thing.
Well, it'll get better. I decided on the break to forget about my diet and pour a beer. So
is that how you improve it?
Yes, that is clearly how I improve commentary.
I have been enjoying cider recommended to me by Amanda Morgan, so I appreciate her showing that to me. Some stuff from in Bishop Arts in Dallas.
I went for the Dragon's Milk Imperial Stout this time around.
Those are pretty good
because it's like 11.5% or something like that, so it gets the job done quick.
And it ain't just that. That is actually a delicious beer. Like it
really is
really good stuff.
Lots of rich coffee notes. It's quite tasty.
Yep.
And it's got a dragon on the bottle. So
of course, that always makes it cooler. I mean, why do you think one of my favorite flags in the world is the flag for Wales? They have a dragon on their flag. They're one of only 2 countries that has that. That's a fun little fact. Who's the other one? It makes
me wonder how it got there, being that, clearly dragons, we'll call them a thing of fantasy.
Yes.
How the F did that end up on a flag?
The same way that, what's his name? Saint George, I believe, became like the patron saint of, I believe it was England, and it's supposedly he was slaying dragons, but obviously they're not a real thing. Let's see here. I think that was the case with
really large mutated birds.
Yeah, that had to have been it. That's the only thing it could have been. But the only other country on the planet that has a dragon on its flag, surprisingly enough, is Bhutan.
I'm sorry, what?
Bhutan.
Bhutan?
Bhutan is the only other country on the planet that has a dragon on their flag.
All right, I'm going to display my ignorance to the internet. Where the hell is Bhutan?
That would be a Southeast Asian country.
It sounded like a Southeast Asian country.
Yes. Though technically, it's kind of Central Asian. It sort of sits kind of in between China and India.
Okay, I was about to ask what its neighbors are.
Yeah,
okay, so
and it's
we're getting into that realm of is it Europe? Is it Asia? Who knows?
Yeah.
You don't want to claim either one of them, says those 2 continents.
Yep. But that being said, their flag is honestly pretty cool looking. Instead of being, obviously, the Welsh have a very European dragon, long legs and blah, blah, blah. What you see in D&D. Bhutan has one of those Asian dragons where it's the very snaky kind.
I'm waiting for the Dragon Ball reference.
Oh, God. No. Absolutely not. We aren't going there. So meanwhile, Spanky's showing up for this race, showing us a 136.4 right out of the gate. All right, sir, don't blow your load too early there.
Okay, well, we got Spanky U69 and Stormy Daniels in the same...
This just steadily gets... the only thing I could think of right now is that recent skit that's the plumber. Ma'am, I do my own plumbing. It's just... You know which one I'm talking about, right? Oh my God! I will send you that after the race. You will laugh your ass off. It is absolutely hysterical.
Boy.
It is brilliant. It is nothing short of brilliant. Oh my God! Yeah, it's definitely one of the funniest things the internet has sent me during the shit show that is COVID. That is 2020 in general.
A shit show? Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Got some interesting bunching up here during qualifying.
Yeah.
And just kidding, because those other riders dipped.
Yeah. Everybody else just bailed. No, I don't want to be on the track with other people, which can you blame them? That is the advantage of this digital thing. You'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to fight this fight. Go ahead and go somewhere else.
Taking that ride up pit lane.
Yep.
Which I have never done. I've never been like, oh my god, this pack of riders in front of me. I'm gonna go up pit lane to no. I just get it in my head to stuff them all.
Yeah. I'll pass these guys. That's what they get for being on the track with me.
How dare you be slower than me?
Yeah. Come on. Why would you do this? Why would you do a thing like this?
They knew the consequence when they signed up. Oh. Pretty good crash by Mertz there.
Ow!
Was that an arm breaker?
Ooh, no. That looked like a painful semi-low side, but not like a really bad one.
But Randy, are you okay?
Oh, hey, Mac, good to see you, bro. Putting down a 135.1. All right, then. Meanwhile, Stormy deciding, you know what, I'm not just fast when it's raining. Putting down barely half a second behind him. Good God, I'm liking this guy.
It would be funny if Stormy had just fallen to the back of the pack in the dry.
Yeah, no, right? It would be appropriate. No, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like he's going to get in there and get in a fist fight with our boys in the dry as well, which, you know what? Bring it on, bro. I love to see it. Ooh, Mertz.
Can we discuss how first through fourth place are all wild cards right now?
Yeah. Well, no. Dickinson is not... Is he a wild card technically, or...?
That's an excellent question. I don't know how to categorize him. We could call him a consistent, non-prize winning racer.
Yeah, he's one of our regulars, but he's not in the market for prizes right now. Like I said, my goal is to get to the point where this league brings in enough money to ship our racers their prizes no matter where they live. I want to see that.
Look, I'll forgo a salary to make that happen.
And can we give momentary appreciation, Tony, at the last second? Thank you for getting the data in on your screen. I appreciate that.
You're a gentleman and a scholar. Both of those things may be lies, but we'll say them on the stream.
Yes. What? This stream has all kinds of lies on it. Like the fact that we're not absolute worthless tits at this.
Oh, but we are. That is a really close contest between Bichon and Mertz there for qualifying. Like, as they both just go, wow. Okay.
Come on, guys. It's qualifying. You don't got to be mixing it up with each other here. Save that for the race. You got 7 minutes remaining.
You know the amount of trash talk that's probably going on in that.
Oh, I'll bet. I will bet. Meanwhile, Mac out front is just like, nah, screw the rest of you. I'm just going to leave you in the dust and set another section best for the group. Mac, dude. Like every time this guy shows up on the track, I'm like, bro, where did we get this guy? He's an absolute savage. But again, I am impressed by Stormy. First time out with these guys. He hasn't taken a first, but good God, he's been on the podium a lot. Spanky, meanwhile, showing personal best, not group best, but that, always keep in mind, that could mean he winds up in second. Yep, he pushed himself up third. A second off of Mac's time. Meanwhile, Mr. Bear sitting 2 seconds back and showing personal best so far for this lap, so he will probably be improving pretty quick here. Ditto for Dickinson. And Voss sitting ahead of Dickinson. I am sure there's a bit of shit talk between those two, as routinely is the case. Hines, meanwhile, mentioning earlier to us that he would probably be middle pack on this one. I think he realized there's a lot of speed on the track tonight.
There really is. Now, granted, we only have half of our qualifying times in so far. Oh, pretty good crash by Bear there.
Oh, lays it down. It was gentle, but it's still going to count him out on that lap. That is too bad. Sorry to see that. I'm sure he'll try to get it back together. We'll see what he's got.
If anybody can do it, Bear can.
Yeah, that is absolutely the truth. And again, if like I said, at some point we will feature how this guy does the races. If y'all actually see it, you'll actually be impressed. The man's using his feet for a bunch of this. It's crazy to see.
And for those, since I know we've got a lot of new viewers tonight,
Oh, yeah.
Bear has an arm that doesn't work. A motorcycle accident damaged some nerves. So he is literally one-handed doing this.
Yep, that screen name is not just him being funny. That's actually what he does. So this guy's, and he showed us the other night on stream. He showed us how his rig works, his little controller setup works, and it's pretty damned impressive that he can consistently be near the top of our standings with this setup. Which we already knew we already knew that he was doing this, but now that Nick and I have actually seen it, we're both like, this is actually really damn cool to see.
I had no idea it was like that intricate or that cool. Frankly,
yeah.
I was picturing some kind of crazy one-handed controller, like not really involving feet.
Yeah, with like shit tons of buttons on it or something.
That's kind of what I was picturing, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is not that whatsoever.
No, not at all. It was pretty neat to see it. So yeah, we need to get a chance to film him doing that sometime. And then the other thing we'll film is how long it takes Voss to make jambalaya.
Like 12 hours, apparently.
It takes him a lot longer than it takes him to get around a track.
You know what we can't film? Heinz's race prep. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with displaying the excess consumption of tequila.
Yeah, that might be illegal in some countries. They may consider that a snuff flick. So Heinz putting himself at 1.8 seconds back off the lead, got in the middle of the pack. Heinz, are you doing this on purpose? Are you trying to wind up right there in the middle? You're just like, you know what dead center will be? 6th. And he just puts himself...
No, he's trying really hard right now, and he's mad that he's not placing any further.
Bear now 2.1 seconds back. Mac up front has just continued to be a dick to the pack. He's now at a 134.979. Thanks, Mac. You just come in and it's that kind of party, and you just put your dick in the mashed potatoes. Stormy unable to close that distance so far, it looks like, but having a pretty good shot. Like, that's the thing. Stormy has not won a race yet. This dude has consistently been top 3, whether qualifying or the actual race. I got to give props to this guy. I have liked watching this guy. He has been solid. And it's Spanky and Mac. Every time these two show up for GP, it's like, okay, look, these two names we don't see in the other... We don't see them in the other classes, and then they show up in here, and it's just like in GP, they're monsters.
I've got a really fun fact, unracing related. I just picked up a Facebook ban.
Oh, dear God. Oh, did you? Yeah, Facebook has had that ban hammer out today. It is just running around with it.
Oh, my God. Like, it was completely satire, and yeah. Okay. Bitches.
Yeah, Facebook's AI is garbage, but you know what? If you ever watch Zuck when he's talking to a crowd, it's clear that his AI is pretty garbage too, so he's a
really bad robot.
He's not a convincing android at all. Look at this, though.
I'm going to step out for just a moment. I will be right back, Chris.
Alrighty. Look at this, though, folks. We are seeing a qualifying where there ain't 2 seconds between our top 6. This is kind of the trend we've had. That number just keeps getting pushed further and further down our rankings as we go along. Early on, it would be, 1 or 2 people sitting 2 seconds in the top. Then it got to about 4 or 5. Now we're sitting basically half the pack are under 2 seconds away from each other on their lap times. And one of those is Heinz, who actually directs a bunch of races and stuff with us. And he was complaining earlier. He was sitting there going, yeah, with how fast the guys are that we've got this evening, y'all ain't going to see me higher in the middle of the pack. And while it's not higher in the middle of the pack, look at how fast that pack is. That is genuinely quick to see there. It's exciting to watch. Like, from our perspective, we've seen these guys slowly just work those times down and closer to each other. So we are super excited to see it get this way. And we're watching Albert there. We'll see if he can push that time down. He's got a personal best running for every section so far. Hopefully he's gotten things dialed in. He has had to stop into the pits a couple times. Swings 13 very, very wide. But it may just been the amount of speed he was carrying there. Yep, puts himself up into fourth. There you go. And there is Bear putting himself 1.4 seconds off the top. Meanwhile, Stormy, awesome first section, decent second section, just can't make it happen in the third. Mac is just making it hell for these guys tonight. And at this point, qualifying is over. Everybody that's out will get to finish their laps. Anybody that's just in the pits, well, they're done for qualifying, and we will go ahead and start the race here shortly. Shouldn't be too much longer. Maybe another minute or two, depending on how long it takes everybody to finish up their laps here. Very solid qualifying by Mac, though. Every time that guy shows up. Oh, looks like that was a bit over the line there for Dickinson. He had a good lap going there, but at the last moment invalidates it. So we've got Voss and Hines left, and I think they invalidated theirs. Yep, that is what we've got. So there will be your front row is going to be Mac, Stormy, and Spanky. Stormy having an impressive first outing with us. Second row going to be Bear, Voss, and Dickinson. Third row going to be Hines, Mertz, and Smacks. And rear row is going to be Bichon and Rocha. Now we will be looking at 2 minutes until we start our final race of the evening. This is going to be MotoGP at Jerez on the Xbox. Thanks, everybody, for watching this evening. We are glad to have you with us. We are glad to have our racers with us. And, of course, I have to mention our wonderful sponsors who have contributed actual real-world prizes. And most of their prizes are actually for folks that genuinely ride. Like, a lot of these guys do ride in the on-season. And in the off-season, here they are playing video games. Cramp in your hip? Dickinson, dude, seriously, bro. Oh, my God. You gotta be kidding me, man. You aren't supposed to be leaning off the chair. So anyway.
How else do you get perfect body position?
Is that how you do it? You gotta be leaning off of there. He's got one of them fancy simulator things. Asshole.
He's got that, like, arcade rig.
Yeah. Yeah, I want one of those with VR headset. It'd be amazing for this. It would be great for practicing in the. It'd be fine. So, mentioning, giving a shout out once again to our amazing sponsors that have sent us real, actual, not enough potassium, bruh, bananas. Anyway, we have Moto Orangutan, South Central Race Center, and Wood Cycle Country locally here in Austin. If you're in the area, be sure to give every one of them a shout out. They are good to us. Be good to them. And then more of our national sponsors. We have Motul, yes, the oil guys, and Mass Motorsports. So give them a shake if you happen to need their product at the moment. Just, give them a try. See what you think of what they got to offer. And they, like I said, they've offered some actual real-world stuff. I think Schwag from Motul. Woods is offering lots of nice gear. Ditto for Moto Orangutan. Ditto for Mass. And it's decent gear they're offering, too. Even Mass is actually...
Don't sleep on the Motul swag, though. Those hats.
Yep. They are nice. They were the ones that were supposed to go to the GP guys, I believe, here in the U.S. this year. So since they didn't come here...
40 were made, and we've got several to give away, like big deal type stuff. Yeah,
they're cool. They're very cool. And South Central Race Center, last of all, but they brought us actual, you can get Pirelli TDs for winning this season. So if you do actual track days, by God, you can get some nice Pirellis to do them with. So, we are waiting now for our racers to finish up getting ready, and we will start GP at Jerez on the Xbox for our last race of the evening. Here we go. And this evening, I know for our earlier races we had things. Nick, is there anything special for this one or no?
We did not get enough time to plan it, so
All
GP is
right.
a normal race for us.
All right, nothing special in this one. Maybe next time. But these guys, you know what they really like? The thing that nourishes them the most is the tears of their defeated opponents. And oh my God, where was the bowling sound effect as we lose over half the field?
That was my opportunity!
Over half the field into turn one, and here's the biggest failure of all. Nick was not ready with the bowling sound for that one.
I'm going to drown my sorrows in my beer.
Oh, man. That is the worst failure of the evening, and Dickinson, despite not having enough potassium, apparently has the ability to stay up through an absolute bowling alley at turn one, and now has taken the lead, though Bichon seriously sitting at second. Bichon loses it. Wow, what is going on here? What happened? There's no oil on the track, so Stormy goes ahead and takes up second. No surprise there, but Voss is all over him, just chasing him down. And we're looking at it from Voss's perspective, chasing Stormy through 8. Oh, and Stormy way wide in 8. Or excuse me, in 9. And off Voss goes through 10, and Stormy just paying for a momentary mistake there. Probably just tried to push too hard on the brakes. So Voss now trying to chase down Dickinson as they finish the first lap here at Jerez on the Xbox. Man, oh man, but it is gonna be hard for him to catch him. These guys are both quick. I suspect what's gonna happen is this race is gonna be close, but I don't know that Voss will be able to chase that down. It's gonna be rough. Meanwhile, you can see here McCargo just off of Spanky. Mac very solid qualified. What just happened there?
Not sure.
Was that some kind of bug? Oh my God. Do we have a way in the rules to handle those? I don't even know what we do with that.
I didn't even really see what happened.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. We'll have to discuss that later and figure out what we want to do with that. We will see if he can push his way back up through the pack and maybe invalidate whatever just happened there. So meanwhile, up at the front of our pack, we've got Dickinson holding on to the lead, and slowly but surely, by tiny little bits, pushing ahead of Voss. I think Voss was noting that, yeah, adding these faster guys in, man, it has pushed him to be a lot better. I would bet now if he goes back to play with maybe friends he had played with before, boy, oh boy, he'll probably give him a bit of a spanking.
Is that a pun on Spanky's name?
No, but sure.
Fantastic.
So on board with Albert here, trying to chase down Spanky for third place. And again, Spanky and Mac are guys that pretty much only do GP, but man, every time they come on the track, I'm always amazed by the fact that everybody else has had some... Everyone else always has had some actual races for the evening, and these guys come out cold from that. Maybe they've warmed up and raced a little bit, but they always come out of the gates and throw it down. Like immediately, everybody else, it's like, okay, catch up to us.
They're fresh. They're not tired yet.
I guess that's it. It just always impresses me that they can show up not having warmed up the same way everybody else has and just be out there so quick. So we've got Stormy trying to chase down Bear, who is trying to chase down Spanky, but Spanky is managing to hold on to it. He's not really stretching out that lead tremendously, but he is managing to hold on. Oh, Smacks, unfortunately, at the back of the pack having an off there. So behind Bear, you've got Stormy, only a second back. Mac finds himself a second and a half back off of Stormy. Hines, exactly where he said he'd be, middle of the pack, 5 seconds back off of Mac. Mertz, 4.5 seconds back off of that. Rocha, 5 seconds back off of Mertz. Bashan, only a second. And whoa! Stormy with a great pass, taking that opportunity there through 4. Wow, dude. Like he saw Bear take it a little too far inside and said, yep, I'm going. I am liking Stormy's style, dude. He does not mess about. He's been really clean all evening, but boy, when he sees that chance, he takes it.
I mean, these wild cards are strong.
They are. Strong wild card.
They eat the potato. And by potato, I mean vodka.
The vodka, yes. Is vodka. Out of 10 there, and Bear holding on to Stormy for now, but my God, Stormy had an aggressive and very smart pass. That was a really good move on his part to take 4th place from Bear. Ooh, and now Mac threatening Bear. It's going to be hard to hang on to this. And which bike was Mac on? I know Bear is on the Honda here. Oh, and he's wide through 1. Drops it, and unfortunately, that's going to drop him back to 6th. Damn, that was a rough break. And that's going to put a bunch of fast guys up ahead of him. If Bear wants to get back into the race, he's going to have a hell of a fight to do it. Meanwhile, Dickinson up front is slowly stretching things out over the course of about 3 laps here. He has stretched it to just under a 3-second lead over Voss, but it has taken him a long time to do it, so he still has no margin for error, because Voss, rarely do we see Voss wreck. He is going to be that guy that is always on your tail. If you're faster than him, by God, don't make a mistake. Spanky, meanwhile, has pushed up into 3rd. Stormy finds himself in 4th. Maybe he can chase down Spanky. We have seen consistently fast performances from Stormy all evening, so this guy might manage to chase him down. It'll be fun to see. Hines, meanwhile, has closed his lead with the rest of the pack, specifically to Bear, to 3.5 seconds. Mertz, dear God, this Hines was talking about. I'm going to be middle of the pack. Yeah, he's middle of the pack, but middle of the pack is 15 seconds ahead of the last 4 in our race. This is what you deal with in this league at this point. These guys have gotten fast enough that middle of the pack stretches out in GP a large amount of everybody in the back.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a pretty big gap. We've seen better from this group recently, but hey, tough break, it happens.
Yep, it does. But I mean, that being said, that's the kind of challenge it's gotten here. It used to be, like a lot of cases, we'll see that gap be up at the front of the pack. The fact that it's, you have to get back to 8th before you see that kind of gap. You can see where these guys have been practicing a lot and getting a hell of a lot faster, which is really fun to watch. So Mac now chasing down Stormy and almost on him. You can see here. And unfortunately, I don't think I have an onboard for either of them. Disappointing, too. I wish I had an onboard for Stormy this evening, because frankly, dude's quick. I'll take more footage from this guy. I like him. So still remaining with Dickinson up front, Voss in second, Spanky in third. None of those names surprising to see up there. Stormy, though, our wild card that's fresh into our races for tonight, doing a respectable fourth so far, but he's got Mac all over his ass, and Mac is always a threat in our GP league. He does not have any margin for error, and if you screw up, this man will penalize you for it. Meanwhile, Bear back in sixth, sitting 6 to 7 seconds back. It's going to be rough for him to catch up. Looks like tonight just ain't working for him. Oh, and Stormy!
That's a big toss.
Wow! Wow, that was a huge toss. And that's going to cost him 2 spots. That's going to put Bear up into 5th. And almost Hines taking 6th. Stormy, after having a great night, what an unfortunate moment. Oh, man. That is rough. I got to feel bad for the guy. He's been having a wonderful evening, and then that happens. Oh, that was rough, bro. Maybe, you know what? He's been quick enough. He can probably make something happen from here, but he only has 2 laps left to do it. So I hope he's quick enough to make it happen. Damn, that was oh, wow, that was a big off. That was a huge off. Yep.
Oops.
Yep. So now that puts another gap. You've got Bear sitting 8 seconds back in 5th off of Mac in 4th, who, being Mac, he is creeping up on Spanky as fast as he can. You can see there, they are with eyesight of each other. Eyesight of each other. Yeah, and Mac is closing that distance. Down to just over a second now. He is nipping his Spanky's heels as we are on the penultimate lap. I know y'all appreciate the fact that I always realize that one in my horrible fake British accent.
And like 3/4 of the way through the lap. But
leave me alone. I think I've hit 4 in all 3 tonight. At least 2 of them. Maybe 3.
I can definitely confirm 2 out of 3, but it may have been 3 out of 3.
Yeah, I don't remember. There might have been. You know what? When there's a good enough fight going on, sometimes I forget to announce that one. And we did actually have some genuinely good fights in Moto 2.
I can't blame you for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, Moto 3 and Moto 2 were aggressive and tight tonight. And this is still actually some fights, but it's not as close for most of the race. The passing that's happening is very quick. Ooh, Spanky very far off the track. My God. With Mac all over him still, and Mac now under a second from Spanky as we start the final lap. Both of them coming through 13. Spanky stretching out the lead a little bit on the straights, but I think Mac is probably looking for that aggressive. And look at this coming into turn 1. Mac with the better braking. Spanky just way too wide. And Mac takes off with it through 2. Oh, man. Oh, man. Spanky paying for that mistake. That might cost him the podium. That might be it for him. Unless he can come up with some magic somewhere along. And look at that. He's not giving up on it easy. I'm liking the fight this man has left in him. Not going to complain about this. So coming into 6. Still can't make it happen there. It's going to be hard. Coming into 7th. Up front ahead of him, Voss still not going to catch up to Dickinson anytime soon. Bear having an off, unfortunately. That's going to put him back. There is no way he's going to catch up the rest of the pack, unfortunately. But this battle here between Spanky and Mac, Spanky trying to recover what the time that he lost there. Oh, and Bear having another off. Just not having a good night, unfortunately. But the battle's still on this final lap between Spanky and Mac. And here we go into the final turn. Nope, it's not happening. Mac takes third. Oh, these two are GP only guys. What a hell of a fight for that final lap there. But Mac just having a better pass and being able to hang on to what he did. And everybody else that did not take first, you can blame me. I gave Dickinson the tip of them bananas over the break, and he's putting in chat, had one of them bananas. Thanks for the tip. You're welcome, sir. The rest of you, you are welcome to hate me for giving Dickinson the tip that let him win that race.
Just tip it only for a second.
Just the tip. Oh, man. So,
Look at that mediocre finish by Hines.
That actually, yeah, look at that. Lap time wise, he was within a second of the lead. They were a bit more consistent and a bit faster for a long enough period of time. So there you got, what was it? We had Dickinson, Voss, and Mack up front. Spanky, Stormy, the only one that he wasn't on the podium for. But good God, what a great showing from one of our new guys. Hines sitting in 6th. Bear back in 7th. Unfortunately, he could never get it together during GP tonight. Then we've got 8th is Mertz. 9th, Bichon. 10th, Smacks and Rocha bringing up the rear in 11th. But even then, you look at it, these dudes all had passable lap times. It was just a matter of who had the consistency. So, good races tonight, actually, overall. Every single one of them. That was some good stuff. Thank you, racers, for your participation tonight. Y'all did a great job. It was a lot of fun to watch. Thanks, everybody that's watching. We actually had a lot of folks watching tonight. I think at one point we had like 35 or 40 people actually checking this out. And I'm sure we'll have a lot view it after the fact. Thank you to our sponsors again for the prizes they've so generously donated for our racers this season. Going to be Wood Cycle Country, Moto Orangutan, and South Central Race Center here in Austin, and nationally, Mass Motorsports and Motool. Thank you so much for your sponsorship. Thank you so much for the prizes for our racers. Next up, next week is going to be Le Mans, then Mugello. Le Mans.
We've got Frenchmen in here now.
Yes, we do. The Frenchmen are going to penalize me. Yes, the Frenchmen are going to penalize me for my horrible pronunciation of their tracks. But let it slide, gentlemen. I am, in fact, an ignorant Texan. I am a fucking heathen. So,
can you run that phrase by me one more time?
So it'll be Le Mans next week, then Mugello.
Or do I need to add a tally right now?
Then Mugello.
He's ignoring me.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Then we are off 2 weeks for the Christmas break. We are off for 2 weeks for the Christmas break, and we will be back after that. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, racers, again. We will see you